Should I use the word ladies and gentlemen? My name is Babalola Ogunjimi, and I'm the MD and CEO of Flickas Ltd, a security electronics outfit. We've been in existence since 2013, and I think I have the capacity and knowledge to share on anybody intending to start a career in security electronics. Bisi, can you go to the next slide so we can start? I want to welcome you to this webinar, and I'm sure we are going to learn one or two. As someone that wants to start a career in security electronics, or as an entrepreneur that wants to invest or start a business, you understand, that wants to start a business in this field. So security electronics and its prospects. Not to start with the bogus word of security electronics. What does it mean? You understand? I'm really going to be very practical and come to layman terms in my presentation for everybody to understand, because I understand that people on this platform might be from different background, maybe from advertising to marketing to a teacher. So I'm going to I will stop. I won't use the technicalities of this field. So because you want to start a career in it and you need to learn the basics. So security electronics, in a very layman terms, are just like your security, but in this term, technologies that does security. You understand? Look at the word your Megad, but in this case, you are not using Megad. You are using a device or a technology that's doing the work of a Megad or doing the work of a policeman. So that is as simple as it can be. Security electronics are different devices, electronics, systems in wide range that are designed to protect people, property, and information. You understand? CCTV is meant to protect your property, to protect theft. So it's a device. Before now, we used to have someone man the gates and start looking at and protecting your property. Well, technology has made it easier for devices to do that. Even if you are not there, you can always come back and know what has happened. You understand? And so as it is for other security devices. So security electronics are devices that are designed to protect your people, property, and information. For information, we are now talking about cyber security, your data. So, and for someone that is interested in making a career out of it, I can tell you the prospect is enormous. As much as there is people, there will always be crime. Can you imagine? And till eternity, there will always be people. And because of the way we are configured, we are very, very evil. You understand? So there is always crime. There is always restrictions. So it's a field that is a cash cow. It can never die. You understand? It's technology now. There are newer technologies that override what we are using now. So it's a field that is very lucrative, and that is why I said the prospect is very enormous. So for security electronics, you can hardly mention anything without the input of security electronics, any field. Do you want to see hospital? Do you want to see farm? Do you want to see schools? There must be a device that is either you sell or you install that is needed in this place. Mention it. Even not only people alone, even to animals. We have security electronic device deployed to watch attitude of animals. You watch geo-wide. Do you think is a normal camera that is just, you understand, there are drones that move around that even water farms. So it's a field that is very, very, that has so much prospects. So you are rest assured that it's a field that is very lucrative. So the key area to focus in the broader sense of security electronics, cyber security, we are not really going to talk about cyber security in this class because that is a niche on its own. Cyber security, physical security systems. If you look at the slide, you see some pictures that we put in there, some devices. There are some that you are familiar with, and there are some that you may not be familiar with. The normal one, when people hear about security electronics, their mind goes to CCTV alone. It is not only CCTV, is just a product out of millions of security devices you can concentrate on. We have CCTV, we have smoke, fire alarm system, we have biometrics, we have access control, we have smart home, we have smart lock, we have time attendance system, we have nurse call system, we have drones, we have so much. You can imagine how many devices that are deployed in security electronics. Let's do a practical example. You go to the bank. Before you enter the bank, you see like a small cubicle that you need to press, and when you enter, when you have your phone with you, it will not allow you into your bank. It's not only your phone. If you have anything metal, it will not allow you into the bank. You understand? That is the system on its own. If you are a dealer on that system on its own, you have a market already. You go into the bank, the first thing you see a CCTV pointing at you, you see a burglar alarm that if you try to do anything, you understand, it triggers off. Yeah. By the time you get to the counter, they say they want to test your BVN. There is a biometrics machine that you need to press to give you access to your account. So like now, I've mentioned like 4 or 5 devices of security electronics. You understand? So if you are doubting having a career in this business or in this industry, I'm sure that with this little introduction, I've sold the industry to you that is very lucrative. You understand? Very, very lucrative. And for physical security system, broader system is security system and national security. You understand? So it is a system, is an industry that is very wild. And you can just take 1 or 2 of this system and concentrate on it and be a specialist in it. You don't have to do everything. You understand? You can as a security electronics expert, there are some systems that I don't even know that exist, and new system and devices comes up every day. So as as this one is trending now, we are marketing, we are doing it. Another one is coming in the next one or 2 months. Another one is coming. You understand? So as I said, as much as human being exists, there will always be this industry. You understand? And there's a trend. The CCTV cameras we are deploying last 10 years is different from the one we are deploying now. You understand? Because there are people that are continue thinking of improvement, of the lapses of this one. For example, let me give you an example. In the last 5 years, the predominant CCTV systems are electric powered. But now, we Africans have seen that, we don't really have power. The ones you see mostly now are solar, powered by solar, and you can watch it on your phone 24/7. So I'm just trying to sell you how the industry is so wide, and you can make a huge career. And if you want to make career, I'm a money man. I think about the money. If I want to concentrate in this career, okay, What is the mullah that is going to give me? What's the money? So the industry is very wide. So let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. But before our moderator moves to the next slide, let's talk about the industry. You understand? I've spoken briefly about how huge this industry is. I can tell you it's very huge. The security electronic industry in Nigeria is experiencing substantial growth. I can tell you, when do we even start concentrating on security electronics in this part of the world? You understand? We are late boomers, you know that. There are other developed world that have started concentrating on and started making money through this industry for years before we started waking up to it. But I can tell you, the industry is experiencing serious growth in Nigeria. Let me tell you the reason why. The reason is that we have so much security challenges, you understand, and that is what feeds this industry. As I've said, as much as there is human, there will always be crime. And you can see how challenged we are in terms of security in this part of the world. So, and that is why when there is a demand, there will be supply. We have so much challenge about security, and that is why devices and systems to curtail and give solution to this industry will always strive. So the security electronic industry in Nigeria is experiencing substantial growth driven by increased security concerns and government initiative. Let me give you a very brief example. During the time of when Boko Haram was still Boko Haram, when they were still bombing mosques and churches, you understand, a lot of mosques approach us, my company, that okay, and churches, okay, can you girls have a phone jammer? You know, then Boko Haram used to explode what's it called, IEDs through the GSM network. We sold a lot of jammers to mosques and churches where we just install, and because that what that system does is that if you are in that church or mosque at that particular time, your phone network ceases. And if a Boko Haram member plants an IED just to be triggered through a GSM network, it will not happen. So you can see the challenge of Boko Haram then made the industry experience substantial growth around that time. And even till now, you understand, during the bus bombing in London, you understand, it became popular on train as well, whereby there are lots of devices to curtail, to restrict things like this. As I've said, human minds are evil. You see people now employing maids, and in their house they'll tell you that I'm at work. I want to have an eye in my house. You understand? You deploy a nanny camera, or you understand? Even if you give birth and your child is sleeping in one room, you want to have a baby cam. Even if you are driving and last man is disturbing you and the police will harass you, blah blah, you want to have a dash cam in your car. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you different products in this field. So the video surveillance market alone is projected to reach $241 million USD in 2021. That is one product. And I said we have millions of security devices around with a compound annual growth of 8.4%. And the broader security market includes smart security and is expected to reach 65.1 million by 2021. That is one other product again. Just smart home automation and security. You understand? So if you are thinking of having a career in this industry, you are rest assured that if you do the work, the money is there. Because the challenge is there, the money will always be there. And insecurity is a challenge that will never go away. It's the bitter truth. That's the bitter truth. There will always be insecurity. So if there is a constant, I don't know whether in everyone or there is insecurity too, but I'm sure in this head there's always insecurity. So you are rest sure that it's an industry that is, you know, when you want to concentrate on an industry, you think in the next 10, 30, 40 years, will this industry still remain? You understand what I'm saying? Would it metamorphose into something bigger? A lot of industry are getting moribund now because the advent of AI is making anything. I'm telling you, music industry, if you are not careful now, you can actually do a complete video with AI. You understand? AI is part of security. You understand? It's a major tool in what we do. Artificial intelligence. I can just say that Alexa, put on the TV. Alexa, put off the TV. You understand what I'm saying? It's an integral part of security electronics. An integral part, very important. That is why you will see a camera. As soon as you pass the camera, it will just turn to you. You understand? He's thinking like human, artificial intelligence. So it's a very, very huge industry. I'm sure I've explained how big this industry. I've sold as a marketer. I've sold to you how big this industry is. So you are confident of making lots of money and adding value. You know, there's a difference between making money and an industry that had value. Everything we do in security electronics, you are providing solution. You are providing value. You want to have a dash cam in your car, you want your driver to take your car from here to Abuja, and you want to monitor the camera, the driver all the way to Abuja. It's security electronics. You are adding value to yourself, you're adding value to your business. You want to have a time attendance system in your organization to monitor your staff, to eradicate the compromise of helping to register. While you can, if you are using a biometric register, a staff cannot take someone's thumb unless he wants to cut off your finger to register for you. So you are creating accountability in your organization. As you are creating accountability, you are creating punctuality, and you are creating responsibility. You understand? So in a nutshell, you are creating value for yourself. You are creating value for your business, and I can tell you, it increases revenue. When you provide security for your warehouse, you understand, you are making sure that nobody is coming in to steal. So your stock is always intact. You understand? So it's an industry you see a lot of money, and it's an industry that has value. So, and as much as there is value, there is money. So let's move to the next slide, please. So I've said about security systems. There are a million and one security systems. But you know, as I've said, we don't want to be too technical in this class. So we'll be taking few of the systems. The normal one, you know, the CCTV system, the closed cycle television camera for surveillance and monitoring. Even the CCTV system, there is 1,001 CCTV system, different cameras. What does it do basically? Is to provide eyes where your eyes is not. If you have a CCTV system or a camera in any of your property, be it your home, your farm, your office, anywhere, if you are not around, you can come back and play back what happened. I traveled for a layer for like 3-4 days. When I came back after the 5th day, I had to play back my security to understand what my security guard was doing when I was not in. To understand, okay, am I safe? Does he have an attitude? You understand? I'm a Yoruba guy and I believe so much in Owe. Okay, Latin shaking. I want to see the kind of person I'm living it. So I understand that this guy has a cunning way or not. So CCTV system is very, very important. CCTV system may not be catching a thief every day, but one day out of 10 years that is going to save you, you will appreciate the little fund you spend on it. You get what I'm saying? So that's CCTV. Access control system. You see access control system. Access control system is any system that restricts or regulates movement of somebody into a space. For example, when I mentioned the example of a bank, that cubicle you see is an access control system. You understand? If you have metal or gun in you, it will not allow you into the bank. Or you go to some estates, you see their sector barriers, you call it sector barriers, that thing that goes up and down. You understand? Some estates have a card for residents or a sticker. If you have it on your car, it opens for you and you go in. If you don't have it, they'll start asking you questions. That's an access control system. You go to some offices, they will need card to or a thumbprint to punch a door before you go into that door, and you understand what I'm saying. So that's an access control. Access control system too. There is 1,001 system of access control system. We have alarm system as well. Alarm system is a kind of system where you see a burglar coming into your house, you just press the button and it triggers an alarm. And the thieves know that only me start running away. So it's a panic system where you see something and you press. You don't necessarily even need to be in that location before it triggers. You see people putting electric fences in their house. You understand? It's not a toy. That thing, that wire is laced with electricity. It won't kill you, but it will almost kill you. As soon as a burglar tries to steal that fence and holds that cable, you understand? If you hold that cable for just 2 seconds, it will hold your heart for like 10 seconds, throw you away, and trigger an alarm. And as soon as it triggers that alarm, everybody in that locality know that, okay, they are trying to burgle that house. You understand? You know, thieves, they like to operate sharp, and they don't like to operate where there is noise. So as soon as you touch, I can lace this thing with an alarm button. As soon as you touch it, it triggers an alarm. Or I can put a device that, okay, when it's 10 o'clock in the evening, I don't want anybody in my compound. If that device sees anybody around 10 o'clock, it triggers an alarm. And some does not even trigger an alarm alone. It will call, I will set some numbers of police on it. It calls them immediately and tell them that, okay, there is an SOS call in Mr. Susu house. You can be rest assured, it happens in Nigeria. Don't say that one is for abroad. It happens. It's a normal thing. It's not a big deal. That's some device. Most of all these devices, we use them. And that is why it's a thriving industry in Nigeria. If you want to know it's a thriving industry in Nigeria, go to Alaba, go to Arena, go to Ikeja. It's a multi-billion. You see people stocking up different security electronic systems. You understand what I'm saying? So that is for alarm system. We have smart locks. You understand? You know, one thing about security electronics, apart from providing security for you, is also giving you comfort living. You understand what I'm saying? It's also giving you comfort living. You want to get to your house, you don't need normal keys. You just put your thumbprint and you enter your house. And as soon as you enter, the door locks back and it's locked. You understand what I'm saying? So apart from providing security for you, it's also you have somebody wants to your house and tell you that your door is open, or you just generate a code for the person. Okay, take this code 1, 2, 3, put it, and the person will just spread the code and enter your house and finish cleaning and go out. The person that you gave that code, you may think that code every time around it can, but that code is a period of time. So if it comes tomorrow, press that 1, 2, 3, you can have access. So apart from security you have is also giving you comfort living. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you see all these involves, their life is longer because they have created systems for themselves to be longer. But Nigeria will tell you that okay, but what's the big deal to open? You understand? It's a security system. And if anybody tries to boggle that key, it triggers an alarm as well and inform you that somebody is trying to boggle your house. So that is for smart locks. We have biometric authentication. You want to go and do your BVN, they'll tell you to click on a pod. You understand? You want to have a time attendance system in your organization, you use your thumb, it gives you access. You'll be wondering, and the truth is that your thumb is different from your son or your daughter's thumb. Every thumb is uniquely. So there are systems that are created to do that. And we have fire prevention system, fire alarm system. It's very essential in your house, especially your kitchen and anywhere you have AC or anything electrical. You understand? Smoke turns to fire. So this system is designed that as soon as it senses smoke, it triggers an alarm. You understand? For it alerts you. You know, after a little smoke, that's when fire comes in. But when it senses that smoke, it triggers an alarm, alerts your neighbors, and also you can actually also integrate it to also call the fire service. You understand what I'm saying? So this is just these are just few of security systems. You understand? As I've said, there are thousands and thousands of one of this. So many security. We have car GPRS, a car tracker, so many. That's why I say it's an industry that is unending. You understand? Every sphere of your life, of our life, you understand, you have a device that you want to sell, you want to start installing for your customer. So it's a career whereby it is lucrative. I just have to mention few of this, not to bore us with technical and start explaining each of these devices. If you start explaining one device, we won't leave here today. So let's go to the next slide, please. So if you are not interested, Mr. Babalola has sold how interesting this industry is, how very interesting, how big bucks in this industry. So as a person, you are thinking, okay, how do I begin? This thing that Mr. Babalola is saying, there is money there, and we like money. I mean, I like money. You understand what I'm saying? I like money. How do you begin? I was at this stage before, 15, 13, 15 years ago, 2013 to date. You understand? And I was like, how do I begin? Let me give you a very funny. I didn't read engineering or IT. I read mass communication. You understand? But now I can confidently speak and design security electronics products and infrastructure. So don't say that my background, I'm not a techie, I'm not a techie. No. You understand? So it is not a big deal. You understand? But Dangote did not read chemical engineering or blah blah to own a refinery, and that's one of the mistakes we do. And that's, you understand. So if you want to enter as an entrepreneur, or even to get a career in it, your background will not stop you. You understand? Your even your education should not stop you. As I've said, go to Alaba, you see a stark illiterate, you understand, selling product like this. And after selling it for years, you will know basic, and you start speaking authoritatively about it. So how do you begin? Number one, you learn the basics. That's one of my principles in business. Anything you want to do, learn the basics. You understand? Don't just jump into it. Sit down. Okay, how does this thing work? How does it work? You now start speaking to people that does it, or perhaps you understand that, okay, this device, how do you work? You just want to take two of these numerous devices that I've mentioned. You just want to concentrate on two. Just two. I think CCTV is moving so much in Nigeria. Let me just even take one type of CCTV. That's solar CCTV. Everywhere, everyone is buying it. It's on farm. It's in my this thing. Everywhere is buy. You don't need electricity. Just put SIM card. Start watching it on your phone. How do you begin? Learn the basics about the business, about the industry. Understand electronic security systems like CCTV, access control, biometric system, as I mentioned earlier. Just understand, okay, so talk to people that are already doing it. Talk to them. After you learn the basics about the business, you understand, or about the industry, you now, as much as you're now learning, you're now starting to gain experience, gaining experience. After 1 year, 6 months, 3 years, you can confidently say that I think I have experience. Gain hand-on experience, get internship from companies or an individual that does this. We are still going to get to a place where I will now tell you, as big as this industry is, there are now different focus. different segments you can focus on. It's so wide, so you can now focus on a particular one. So gain experience, which is very important. You understand? Get certified. Don't run away when I say get certification, because I know that people will now start, oh, I don't want to read, or I don't. What do I mean by certification? There are lots of certification that you can use to, is learning. But these days, a lot of companies have now started giving certification based on their product. For example, one of the most popular security electronics company is Igvision. It's owned by Chinese government. You understand? They produce millions of cameras per day across the world. So what they do, they're in Nigeria, they're very popular. Most of the cameras you see on our streets, on Lagos street, is done by them. It's actually owned by a Chinese government. So what they do now, they'll call you, okay, come, let's introduce our product to you. In the course of it, they'll give you certification on that product. But because it's a popular product, you understand, if you tell anybody that I'm a certified Igvision, you understand, you are certified. Or you tell them I'm a certified Centurion product. Because these are popular products that, for example, Centurion is the most popular gate automation product in Nigeria. Out of 10 houses, you see Centurion 9. You understand what I'm saying? The remote gate automation is that, okay, you get into your house. You don't need a gate man to open the door for you or the gate for you. You just press your remote, your gate open, you enter, and you close your gate back. You don't need a security that will compromise you or that will bring, or you want to get down of your car and lock your gate. And before you do that, on boy, you understand? And as soon as you close down your gate, if they are 1 million, they cannot open that gate. So because it is locked with an electromagnetic force. You understand? So there are companies like that give certification. You don't need to now go and start writing, come to us. Though if you have the means or you have the background, it is very important. Yes, and I told you, I did mass comm. When I started, I was started writing all these exams as well. I tried because I know my own focus that I'm in here for a long haul. So I did one or two of these certification as well. You understand? Because I run an organization, and because you can get some jobs in some big organizations, you have to brag as well. Yes, and I also have staff that has this certification too. So you have to brag that, okay, we have this certification. But if it should not be like a barrier for you to run away. There are different name tech. They are the giants in electric fencing. They offer certification, so you can have all these product certification around. And by the time you have it, and let me tell you, they are free because they want you to be ambassador of selling their product. They are ready to offer you this training free. We have ZK Teco. They are the giant in fingerprint time attendance system. They will offer you this thing for free, so you don't even need to spend money. So you just get this certification and you are good to go. And the most important thing, you understand, as much as you gain knowledge, you know the basics, you have the experience, you get certified, you have to find opportunities and network. That is the end game. That is where the money comes in. So you have to join industry forums, attend security expos, and connect with professionals to find job openings and business opportunities. Because all this knowledge, you have to earn money with it too. So you have to talk to professionals, you understand? And where do you talk to professionals? You have to get them at industry forums, attend security expos. You get there, you go to Intersec in Dubai, you go to security expos in China, you understand? You won't get there one day. You graduate to get there. The other ones that are held in Nigeria, you understand? Even if you are not going to expos, come to my showroom in Arena. You will see other colleagues that wants to buy something from us, and you guys will sit down. Another one about, okay, have you heard about this new product? I have a customer that needs a solution. You understand? Even going to resellers shops alone, you know how many people you meet there, and you now start talking. Okay, I have this job, I want to do automation, but I don't know about it. Do you know about it? I have a friend that does it. Okay, that one will invite you on his project. You learn. You get what I'm saying? That is one of the ways you can learn. You understand? So in the course of that, you now start finding opportunities, networking on how you are going to translate all your knowledge, your experience into developing your career. Next slide, please. So, what are your options in this large-scale security electronic business or career? What are the options you can focus on? You understand? You know that it's very big. When you may be confused that, okay, what are the aspects? This man is talking about installing, he's talking about selling, he's talking about product, he's talking about contract. Oh, my head too small. I don't feel carry all these things. No. Let me focus on one thing. I just want to focus on one thing. Okay, these are your options. Number one, you can be a security system installation or integration expert. You don't own a shop, you don't own a showroom, you don't own a product, you are not importing from China, you don't even have the money. So in this business, you don't need capital. You don't need capital to start. You need your skill. In this, as a security electronics installer, all you need is your skill, your brain. And I can tell you, you can be a very rich person. Though I do all this, but I didn't start doing everything at once. I started by being a solution company. You just take contact and install. You understand what I'm saying? So what do? You offer installation services for security cameras, alarm, access control system, integration service. You understand? All these things I've mentioned, all these 1,000 million things I've mentioned, you just be an installer. You are not stocking, you are not spending money on warehouse, you are not doing, you are just installing. So that is one option you have. You just want to go and do internship somewhere 6 months, 7 months. You want to know how to even install cameras alone. They are out of, I can categorize out of 100% of people that do security electronics in Nigeria. I can tell you 70 or 80% only knows how to install cameras. And they are living, feeding their family, building houses alone, just installing cameras. Let me give you an example. How many banks branches do you need we have in Nigeria? GTB branch in Nigeria across. You understand? You know that there are people that are just installing cameras and maintaining cameras in all these branches. That is a bank. I'm not talking about mobile classroom office or Babalola factories across the country. You understand what I'm saying? So for you to know that just installing CCTV alone, you have a huge market that you cannot even finish. Or security electronics. Let's now say now you don't even now install security CCTV camera. You now install gate automation. You install home automation. You go run for work. It will choke you. You will run. I can tell you that. So this is one of your options. Number two, consulting. You don't even have power to start installing. You are scared of height. You don't have power. You are lazy. You understand? I'm a woman. I don't have power to start installing. Blah blah blah. I'm a boss chick. I will not carry my heels. I will not start coming like that. I don't want to. You can be a consulting firm on security electronics alone. You want to sit in the AC, you understand? You want to live paying. Just consult. You have this challenge. Okay, my nanny used to feed my child with food. Challenge. I can design. You consult for them. You should put this, put that, put this, put that, and that is all. You have the connection. You want to consult and security electronics for companies like Total, Dangote. You understand? Just consulting alone, you are making your mullah. So by the time you consult and drop the design for them, they will now start giving their installers to go and install. So you are making your money. Another focus or options we can choose from is product development and sales. In this segment, you will now start thinking about security electronics products. Okay, what are they? What can I do now? Okay, this driver used to, if I send him to go and buy fuel, he will carry my car to go and meet cider, blah blah blah. You understand? We have people that sit down and develop and design products. They will design product that, okay, as I mentioned before now, we don't have cameras that are run on battery or cameras that people can watch on their phone. We don't. Some people sat down and start saying that, okay, let us, in Nigeria, they have power problem, they have power issue. Let us start designing products that runs on solar and battery. So in the afternoon, solar will charge the camera, but there's battery in it. At night, the battery that is charged will now work to morning. You get what I'm saying? People design products as much as your children's school bag. People design products that there is a chip, a tracker on it. Your children's school uniform. People design product that there is a tracker in the collar that in case they kidnap my son or my child, I want to be able to track them. As I've said, there are millions of products and people sit down, design. Even in Nigeria, we design, we go to China to go and manufacture it. We do that. If a customer is talking to me, I will okay, this is a nice one. Oh. Okay, I'll tell my manufacturer, can we incorporate and integrate this in our next product? And it's possible now. Is it not to just buy one or two cheap? We'll put it and start marketing it. You understand what I'm saying? Different product. Before we used to have time attendance that you only need cable to extract data. Now we just tell our customers are complaining. We need the one that, as if it's not in the office, you'll be able to see who logged in into the time attendance system. You understand? So many because let me tell you why product development will always sell. Because we are human. As much as we develop a device now, human will find a way to circumcise it, you understand, to circumvent it. So there will always be a loop because our brain is bigger than any device. So if you have a device here, as in me, I think like a thief, you understand? Maybe because of my profession. So if you have a design here, I'm looking at, okay, how do I beat this design? As much as you are beating it, another person is thinking about how to develop another product. So that's why you see the newer security electronic system. So also when you now develop this, you have to sell. This can actually be two different segments: product design and sales. Some people, my Igbo brothers, they don't even know anything about the product. They just want to import it and sell. If I don't have money to import, I want to go and buy in bulk from wholesale people that are in sales. I want to sell. I just want to sell security devices because I know that people will always need it. You understand? There are hospitals, there are banks, there are establishments, even house. You know that a lot of states have passed bill whereby you dare not build a house in the state capital on the main road without having a CCTV. You dare not build an hotel or a house without having, even in Lagos, the safety commission will tell you without having a fire alarm system. You understand? These are requirements. You understand? These are established requirements whereby you need to do. So just import, okay, fire alarm, you want to just sell. That is an industry for you alone, which is huge. So because of our time, another aspect is security monitoring. We have companies alone. What they do is just to monitor. You understand? You have your car. They just want to track your car. They just want to have like a map sheet on their control room and monitor. You understand? So it is huge. It is so huge. So these are the options of what you can focus on. You understand? If you don't want to be an installer, you be a consultant. If you want to be a consultant, you're a product development, or you want to be in sales, and also security monitoring. However, if you have the means, you can do everything. No, me, I like money. I do everything. You understand what I'm saying? You can actually do everything. We do installation. We started as a service company. We consult because I know I do consulting. We have OEM agreements. I import goods from China and also have manufacturers. So I tell them what I want. Okay, I want this to be included, blah, 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 blah. I do that. And also, we've done car tracking and we monitor as well. So if you have the means, you have the capacity, you can do everything, but you won't get there in one day. You can always, you understand what I'm saying? So next slide, please. So, what are the industry trends? If you because trending is important in this our industry. You understand? There are products that will just come up and will be dominating the market, and after some time, another product will ride. So the industry trend, anything you want to do, any security of this aspect you want to do, you have to consider that it is cloud-based security. Cloud-based security leverage cloud technology to offer scalable and flexible security solution. What do I mean by cloud-based? Any system you are contemplating or you understand, it has to have a means of storage in the cloud, whereby it's not that they come today, they've carried our DVR, the thief have stolen our DVR and the hard disk, and we've lost all our storage. So you have to now start considering any system, any security system that has the cloud function. You understand? That is the trend now. They want to ask you, does this record on, you understand? They want to just have a cloud. Cloud is storage inside the artificial world. Like literally, like, let's say cloud. But in this space, is an abstract big storage system that is in the cloud. For example, even your email get full, they will tell you that subscribe, you understand. So it's a very huge storage, an abstract storage system. So anything security system you are considering to focus on, make sure that it has that cloud-based security, artificial intelligence. I cannot overemphasize this. Artificial intelligence is the wave. If you are doing anything, any industry you are, please try to start leaning on artificial intelligence. Look at your WhatsApp, even your WhatsApp. On your WhatsApp now, they will say ask AI. Anything, ask your WhatsApp, your AI on your WhatsApp, it provides solution. So most of the security systems you want to go into must have this function. I tell you, you wake up is your Alexa that will tell you good morning, Bablo. The traffic to your office now is busy. You have to, you understand, the cloud is going to rain today, blah blah blah. It will tell you. It's not joke. So anything you are going into must have that artificial intelligence. So if you're not doing that, even if you're not even in security electronics, you understand, but it's a core aspect of security electronics. If you are not leaning into any industry you are, is artificial intelligence, I'm telling you. So we cannot overemphasize what artificial intelligence does. IoT means Internet of Things. If you are going into any security device or your aspect you've chosen out of many I've mentioned, it has to be Internet of all things. Develop security solutions that integrate with IoT devices, enhancing an home business. You are having a smart lock that must be compatible with internet and other internet-based security system. There are hardly any security devices now that are not internet-based. The reason is that it's creating that it's only God that is omnipotent. It's creating that kind of fear. If I'm in abroad, I want to know what is happening in my business. Yeah. If I'm in abroad, I want to know what is happening in my house. You understand? If I'm driving, I want to get an alert that something is happening in my house. You understand? So any security devices or you are focusing on must have this function. And cyber security, as I've said, we don't. This is a topic on its own, but cybersecurity focuses on protecting security system from cyber threats and vulnerabilities. As much as we have physical threats, even your phone, you have software that any hacker, that's why they'll tell you that two-way authentication, blah, 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 your Facebook, hacker, don't click on this link, don't click on this. So as much as, so for security electronics too, we try to protect our firmware as well. You understand? So these are the industry trends. If you are going into any of this, you understand, these are the trends. Maybe tomorrow that addition. Maybe you understand in next, you understand. We have secure. You can just call you don't even need to sweep again. You just call your vacuum. Alexa, vacuum. come and mop this floor, come and sweep this floor. He will do that for you. So maybe in the next 2 years, which I know, in the next 3 months, there'll be another trend to this. So, but these are the current one that you need to consider when moving into this industry. Next slide, please. So, what do you need to succeed? The ingredients. Ọbẹ̀ tó dùn, owó ló pa. You understand? Sweet soup that is sweet. It is different ingredients in this industry. What do you need to succeed? You have to be a technical enthusiast. That is very important. A technology and a technical enthusiast. You have to have I don't really believe in passion. Yeah, me, it's about money. Money is my passion. Or at least have little. You know, so you have to be gravitating again to all these technical. You like gadgets. You have to have that spot, unless you get tired. You know, develop a strong interest and understanding of security electronics and related technologies. You understand? Me, I'm not facilitated. As I told you, I read mass communication, but I've always loved gadgets. I've always understand. You understand? I love when system works. So you understand? That is one key to success you want. You understand? And also the second one, you have to have business acumen. You are not even as a career person, it's about business. Even as a career person, learn and market trends, customer needs, and financial management. You understand? Business acumen means that anything you are doing, it has to translate to money. It has to translate to success. You have to see value and what people need. So that is why I said that is one of the ingredients. Even as an installer, you are not selling, no. But you have to have business. You have to know how to manage your customers. You understand? So other thing you need is marketing and sales. You have to know how to market too. You have to sell your product. I'm an installer, I'm a consultant in security. You call me, I tell you I'm a security electronic consultant and contractor. Contractor is important. So you develop effective marketing and sales strategies to reach your target audience. It's very important. And I believe that there's nothing you do on earth. You have to have this strategy, marketing and sales. And networking, which is the last. Partnership and networking, build relationship with suppliers, partners, and industry professionals. I think I mentioned this the other time. So the next slide. I think before I say thank you, there's one basic thing that worked for me as a person. I don't believe that there is nothing that is too hard for you to know. If you want to focus in this industry, don't put all your egg that I'm not a technical person. I have my installers, blah blah blah. Try to know everything. Enroll in schools, do internship, and I'm sure you will succeed. Thank you so much for joining this class. Thank you so much. Moderator.
Hello.
Yeah, moderator, do you have questions? Yeah, I can hear you, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. This is very, very impactful. So, please, do we have any question in the house before we go?
Yes,
Is there any question?
Yes, there's a question.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I want the speaker to just put more light into the technical entities.
Technical, what do you mean by the technical details of what?
Entities.
I didn't get that too.
Like the ingredients for sales.
Okay. The ingredient for success. Yes,
yeah, for success. Okay, that's a mistake.
A technical enthusiast means that you have to be somebody that love devices, that love gadgets. You understand? You don't need to have serious passion, no, but you just have to have soft words for when you see gadgets, you try to now start looking at how does it work. I like gadgets, you understand? It may not be security electronics. It may be like a pen that has a torchlight, or a pen that does and that does recording, or a glasses that does recording, things like that. You understand? You
Yes,
just
sir.
be gravitating towards that. So if you have that, you always have spot to notice any devices that does security. You understand? Or you can even design products. Now, okay, and big glasses why you see you. I can actually use it to catch a thief. You understand? Yes, I can just place it somewhere, or you just want to have like, okay, will imagine coming in your eye. So what do I need to let me put a spy camera, like a wristwatch or a wall clock. You understand? So
Yes, sir.
you have to think about using technical or technology solution to solve your problem. And that's why I think if there's a problem, I want to think, okay, what technology can I deploy here to solve this problem? So that is what I mean by technical enthusiast. Any other question,
Thank
please?
you.
Any other question?
We have about 2 people that raised their hands up.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for the wonderful lectures. My question is there room for mentorship? Is there a way you can always probably just maybe whenever I'm in town, I can always come to your office to come and learn? Maybe you can always mentor me. Is that possible?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. And if you can get my number or contact from the
Don't
organizers
worry,
of
I have
this.
your number. I know you very well. Don't worry. This is Jamie Allen,
Uh,
best friend.
okay, okay. Bro, no problem. We are
All
we
right.
are good.
All right. Thank you.
You are joining from Abuja.
Currently, I'm in Lagos. I will
Oh,
leave
okay, but
for
you are
Abuja.
based in Abuja.
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't worry, we'll catch up. I should be in Abuja very soon, so we'll catch up.
All right, sir. Thank you very
It's a
much,
very
sir.
interesting industry, and I'm sure
Yeah.
that you will enjoy it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much for this impactful
Do you have
tutorial. I want to ask because I see you have grouped the options into 4, which is the consulting, the security system installation, and all that. So I want to ask, how do we tackle the issue of quack installers? Because these days we see a lot of people advertising the tutorial. They will tell you you can learn CCTV camera within 2 weeks, and after people learn within 2 weeks, they try to like put it into practice, and this is really affecting the industry. Clients are scared, they don't know who to trust and all that. So how do we tackle this issue?
Hmm. That's a very big one. I used to tell the client, you know that if you don't make mistake, you can't be perfect. I don't want to now start beating quack installers, but I'm sure that a quack installer can always get better. But how do we tackle it? You are the client, you want to give someone a project, a job to do. You understand? If you do your due diligence well, or if you ask the necessary question, you always know that this one, where's your bereni? You understand? I started somewhere. I don't install. You understand? But I can use my mouth. I know how to install. I can tell my technician how to install. You understand? But when I started, I was so much relying on my technician, and they were doing shoddy jobs for me. You understand? So I had to learn very well. You understand? So how do you tackle Quack installation? Um, Apparently, in developed world, the people that are saddled with the responsibility of certifying installers. But in this part of the world, the people that are saddled with that responsibility, I'm sorry, they don't even know anything about it. Is under the Civil Defense Office. You understand what I'm saying? So from the client aspect, do your due diligence well, ask the right question, see past jobs, and seek for referrals. That is for the client aspect. For the quack themselves, I think they should try to learn, because when you do a quack job for somebody and you messed it up, they won't call you back. So if you know that you are not very perfect, you just learn 2 weeks. When you get a job, don't go and do it on your own. Call an expert, a technician that has been in the industry for a while. You may not get so much on the project on the project, but you are trying to develop yourself. So if you just finish learning, maybe in 2 weeks, get a senior technical person. Maybe your profit on that job is like 100,000 naira. Tell the technician, okay, I'll give you 50,000 naira. The more the person is installing and you guys are doing the job together, the more you are being perfect. So I have answered you as a client, and I'm also answering you as a as an installer. For the quack ones, don't focus so much on the money. When I started, I was doing installation free. I'll tell you that, okay, don't worry, Oga, don't worry, I will just install for you for free. But now I can tell you, I don't even do market. We don't do marketing again. We get referrals every day, every month. You understand? Because when we started, we were so focused on doing the right thing. We were doing for free. We were just even doing for free. I will go out, I'll tell you that, okay, Oga, okay, this is your house, don't worry. Just buy the material, we install for you for free. Or if you buy the materials and we install for you, I will give you 1 year free maintenance. So the cost of this, you understand? So as a quack, make sure that it's not the money. Perfect your craft. Call senior colleagues to help you out on the project. Join him in the course of doing it, and I can tell you, you perfect your skill. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other question? Any other question, please?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
afternoon.
thank you
evening.
so much for the impactful section. Please, I want to ask that, is there any provision for the quack installer?
Is there any
I'm,
provision?
I'm with you.
Is there any provision for the quack installer if there is a training for them?
Yes, yes. We do training once in a while, and we can also invite people on project training, because me, I don't believe so much in class, sit down and start learning. If an installer wants to learn, he can always come meet us. We tell him, okay, we have a project, so come and join us. Also, we refer installers to different trainings. For example, our company is certified by a lot of these international company that produces all these products. So they'll always give us that room that, okay, if you have an installer, send him or her to us, we install for free. We will train them for free. We are having a training very soon on smart home automation. You understand? So there is always room for training. As I've said, you can reach the organizers of this webinar. They'll give you our contacts, and our doors are much open. You understand? It's an industry I'm very passionate about, and I'm ready to share as much as many knowledge. I don't even mind. If you want to be an importer sef, I will tell you where I buy and produce all these things from China. So it's a free world.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
I have a question before we go.
you have a
Can you hear me,
question
sir?
on the chat. You have a question. Yes. Uh,
Okay.
you'll be seeing more of we'll be doing more of training on this platform now. Online training. You understand? On mobile class, on my class on mobile classroom. We'll be hosting live classes and live webinars. We'll be doing trainings. We'll be doing a lot of trainings on this platform. Just have your mobile classroom app, and we are sure we'll be doing.
Okay, I have a question, sir. This is for personal use. So
Yeah.
now, do you advise? I need an advice. Do you advise when getting security electronics now for
Mm.
personal use? Do you advise to inform the staff that do you advise us to get an hidden cameras, or the
Hmm.
cameras that the staff can be aware that there's
Ah,
actually cameras in the apartment. Which one is
that is it.
advisable? Let's say, for example, for home use, when you have home staffs in the house. So do you advise we do the hidden cameras or the physical one that they should be aware that there's actually camera in this house? What do
That
you
is a
advise as a
very,
professional?
very, that is a very, very interesting question. And that is a question that I used to educate most of our clients. Let me tell you something about cameras. Cameras will not catch your thief. And okay, I'll say job hold his hand. It will not. What camera will do is to record the activities. So I used to advise customers, make sure your staff know that there's camera. You wonder where you go to airports, you go to public spaces, and they tell you, warning, by law, you are not supposed to block anybody without them knowing. If you put a spy camera in your establishment and the person commits a crime, if the person has a good lawyer, he will tell you that you have infringed on his or her rights. That is why we advise our clients that if you want to put a camera where people know there's a camera there. Camera, the function of camera or one of the major thing camera does is deterrence. Don't even do that act within my vicinity. You can go and do it somewhere else. You are being watched. You understand? Camera will shape your attitude that okay, oga mi ń wò mí o, oga máa rí mi o. My house now, and security knows that àwọn àbókí that they know that there's security here. He will not do that. Because even look at it, we are in a society where we don't have database. What if the camera, the person does the act and runs away? Do you have the database to start looking for him? You know additional money you now start spending. So by the time I know that this camera is here, you now tell me that won't you destroy the camera and do the act? That is why that technicalities in installing the camera as well. Yes, sir. If you think that this is this camera that is watching you, another camera is watching, you understand? So my simple answer is that make sure you let your people know that there is camera watching them, and they would reduce any evil or even eradicate any evil they want to perpetrate. You understand? So that's my professional answer to that. But if you now
Okay,
want
thank you so much, Mr. Babalola.
block
Really
someone
appreciate your
intentionally, if
contribution.
you want to block someone intentionally, that you actually want to catch that thief, there are spy camera. That is why there are spy cameras. There is camera like your glasses. There is camera like a wristwatch. You understand? There is a bulb camera. You understand? That one, the intention is that okay, I want to even see this rat, how this rat will come out and eat my soup. You understand? You want to, but professionally, you understand? For that one, is for a specific function. But generally, professionally, I will not install a camera in your house. I'll tell you, unless you don't want that, for the warning sign, that warning sign must be there. You understand? Because that is the professional and international standard for CCTV installation and operation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Really appreciate your contribution. This is very, very impactful. We appreciate you, sir.
You're
So for
welcome.
our participants, thank you. I hope you have all gained a lot and you have a valuable insights you have experienced today. We appreciate you for joining this webinar today, and we also want to let you know that more engaging webinars like this will line up on various topics. So stay tuned, and so stay tuned, please. And don't forget, you can also utilize this LiveMeet feature on this app. You can host your own meetings and you can host your own webinars. Spread the news to your friends and colleagues. And we know that we'll be giving you great opportunities here every time. And please follow us on our on mobile classroom on Instagram, where we'll be showing you new updates on new webinars sessions that we'll be hosting on this app. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. We appreciate your participants and your engagement here today. We love you. Bye.